So at my home, we are worshipping ancestors. My grandmother, she was a traditional doctor. In isiZulu, we say inyanga or Sangoma. And then my father, he had a altar where he made his sacrifices for our ancestors.
You say that you believe in God, but you cannot see God. So you also believe in the ancestors because can you see the ancestors? No. How do I know that the mountains are here, the sea is here? Did it just happen? Did you just happen? There needs to be a creator. Yes, there is a creator. It's God. It's God.
So now he had his altar where he made his sacrifices every time to his ancestors. But what concerned me, in the midst of all that, all these sacrifices made to the ancestors, at home there was no peace. There was no peace. Everything was just falling apart. My father was abusive, always hitting my mother. There was nothing good at that home. So I was frustrated and I thought to myself, there has to be something better than this life.
They are worshipping the creation instead of the creator. You see? Because they can see yes, they can see the muti, that stuff they can see. They want to feel and touch it. They can't believe there's a power that you can't see. And so it gives them comfort to throw bones. It gives them comfort to make stuff.
So now, in the midst of thinking that, someone invited me to the crusade and they preached Christ. And they said he was the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords, the Prince of Peace. And I was like, this is the King I need. This is the God I need, not these ancestors. And then I received Christ. Went home, it was at 9, probably 10 to 11 o'clock at night. And then I went home. And then when I went home, there was just this anger within me. I don't know whether I can call it holy anger or something. But I was just...
No, this is not right.
Yes. I was just angry at this life that my parents created for us. These gods they have chosen for us. So now I rounded all around the house. I just prayed to God. I told Jesus that he should be the king in our home. He should just take over. Let him be the king, because he's the King of Kings. And I told the ancestors, those ancestors, I told them that they do not have a place anymore in my home. At that time, I was 14 years old.
And you actually came back and they were busy, what do you call it? Sprinkling the house?
Yes, my father used to, every time around 6 o'clock to 7, every time my father would take me out, we would go outside. There was always a bowl. It had muti inside of it, and every night every afternoon would go out and then sprinkle that thing all around the house. Yeah,
that's protecting you.
Yeah, it was with the hope that it was a protection around the house, but it was just an invitation to demons.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, it was.
And you were actually next in line to get the...
Yes, because now, before my grandmother died, because she was young, a traditional daughter, there was this bag that she has. It was full of bones. It's just cult. So now I was next in line to receive that bag, meaning her power would come to me. The spirits that were illuminating in her would take over my life. after her death. So now my father used to take me out every time when we have to do that. We'll just sprinkle that, I don't know what it is, but it's just moti. Yeah. So now, because they knew that Gogo's powers were now with me, so now tables turned. I came all around surrounding the house. Now not sprinkling anymore those muti, now sprinkling the blood of Christ Jesus. Yes, and things changed. They changed. At my home, it was like there was a dark cloud in my home. It was always dark. Even if you have cleaned, even if you have opened the curtains, it was always dark. But when I received Christ, it was like something wiped away all the darkness. It started being clear now in the house. There was hope again. There were smiles again. And then after a while, I heard my father, so now we were always advised or taught that you do not speak bad against the ancestors. And even my father, because now the ancestors their control is in fear. They install too much fear. Yeah, they install
like warning you,
fear.
don't do this,
Yeah.
the ancestor.
Yeah.
It's almost like the Tokolosi.
Yes,
No?
it's that basically. So we were always told never speak bad. But now, when I did that, when I came with Christ at home, so now I started hearing my father now. He had guts now all of a sudden to say, these ancestral things, they don't work anymore. I was like, yes. And now he started speaking negative things towards, now he had guards now. So, yeah, my king is taking over. And now from there, things started changing. Right now, as we're speaking, my whole family, they are all saved. My father received Christ. He quit smoking and drinking. My mother also, my four sisters. So yeah, Jesus has been great.
Sure. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. And you know the difference. It's such that controlling, the ancestors controlling you with fear. And I think the moment someone realizes, oh, wait, there's actually someone, first of all, the ancestors, they are dead. Their spirits are demons, like you said. It's demons that actually come and torment you. It's just another name for calling up demons and trying to like worship the demons, actually. It's, if you think about it, it is just
and let me tell you, ancestors are very cruel. They are very, very cruel. They make you a slave. My father would rather see us go to school without proper uniform or shoes or having stationery, but he would go to a loan shark to get money just to perform ceremonies for ancestors.
That's how the fear is actually controlling you. It takes over. It's like almost, I think about drugs. You know, you're controlled, the drug controls you, and you will steal money from your children to just support that. And that's how the enemy works. I mean, the devil uses stuff to control you, and you're just a slave to that. And that's
in return, he steals everything. Just like the Bible says, the thief doesn't come. It comes only to steal, to destroy, and to kill. Yes, and he was stealing our peace. There was no peace at home.
Remember the day after the ceremony, there would be bloodshed at home.
Yes, every time after a ceremony, my father and my big brother, they would fight. They would fight. The house would turn into a boxing ring, and there will be bloodshed. They will hit each other in its
break everything.
They will break everything. Everything. There will be blood. Like there was no love between a father and a son.
And I think just to make it clear, it's not in someone's head that they're worshipping the ancestors. That's real. It's demonic.
It's demonic. And
you are worshipping the devil, but it's real. There's a spiritual realm out there. So there is stuff happening like this, you know, and he will, if he can grip you, if the enemy can grip you and make you to sin, he will do it, hold you captive. He will do it. You will see, you will make stuff happen. So you are lured into that. So don't be deceived that that's not real, or you laugh at someone because you know they are deceived. No, there's actually things happening, and that's why they grip it. They are in the darkness. They need the light. They need freedom. And I think that's where, when you saw, wait, there's a God, there's Jesus who actually loves me. You know, there's peace here. He's not dead, and he's actually alive. He's there, and that is when you feel that peace. Sure, I mean, I grew up in a traditional, I mean, my family went to church, but it was also that big shift when I met Jesus, the realness of it. And so I can imagine you on the other side of things, experiencing that forces of evil holding you down in that house to receive the light. Sure, it was probably such a big praise Jesus. This is a big testimony. I love just to share this because we can see where we are now as well. People are captive. They are slaves, and they just, like we talked the other day, like zombies almost. They're just doing the same thing every day, worshipping ancestry, Shembe, you know, and it's not. There's no energy. There's no life in that. It's oppressed. They're oppressed. and it's so, how Jesus brought you guys together, because you actually, you also have an amazing testimony. If you would like to share that with us.
Yes. As my wife shared a lot of things, we have something in common. I grew up in a home where in my father's family, my grandfather from my father's side was a traditional doctor, my grandmom traditional doctor, my mom's side, my grandfather from my mom's side, traditional doctor, and my grandmother, not a traditional doctor, but I can call her.
In Africa, we know that is as like a Sangoma.
Yes,
Is that the same? Sangoma. Yeah.
So in my father's side, my grandfather and my grandmom was Sangomas.
Yes.
On the other side, my grandfather from my mom's side was a Sangoma, and my grandmom was not a Sangoma, but was doing a lot of things under this influence, because even the church that she attends, it mixes the ancestors and God. Yeah, they think it's one and the same thing, and they simply
it's
assume.
like there's a higher power,
Exactly.
but there's nothing to do with Jesus.
Exactly, no, Jesus is not involved in most cases.
Yes.
So I grew up in that family, and I grew up in a home that wasn't stable.
Yeah.
Because my mom and my father were separated, if I'm not mistaken. I was 7 years. I was doing grade 2 when my father just left us there. It went on and on until our grandmother from my mother's side came and took us, because we were starving there. We were suffering. So grandmom from my mother's side has to come and assist us, and she ended up saying, better come to my house so that whatever that we have, we're gonna share it together, than to split the little that I have for you and for me. So we better come this side. Then we came to my mother's side. We grew up there. Life wasn't easy because it was a huge family, a big family. Yeah. It went on and on and on until towards my matric, things started to be worse on my side. Because from my father's side, it's difficult that you can be successful in life unless you are a Sangoma or criminal of some sort.
So the pressure, it's really forcing you to
exactly. So either you're a criminal. That's why when I was doing my matric, in most cases, SAP was always at school just for me, because I was stealing, I was beating teachers, I was doing almost every corrupt thing that you can think of. Even sometimes at school, even if it's not me, it's someone else who did something, but they will just call SAPs for me, because they simply assume that every wrong thing that is happening at school,
it's because
of me. Everything that is happening in the community, the traditional leaders will just send out they call it policing forum, the community policing forum, to go out and hunt for me, because they simply assume that if ever there's a television that is lost, I'm involved. If ever there's a guy that has been beaten, I'm involved. If ever there's anything that's happening in the community. So the spirit were pulling me to my father's side. And since I was raised with this ancestral stuff, then I started to consult the traditional doctors or Sangomas.
Yes.
Then the first time they told me that I'm staying in my mother's home, and my ancestors from my father's side, they are looking for me. Then I have to do a sort of ceremony just to
drink stuff and
exactly. I have to do a ceremony of some sort. So in order to apologize or ask for forgiveness, so that they will release me.
You upset the ancestors.
Exactly, I've upset ancestors because I'm not in my home where I'm supposed to be. I'm in my mother's home.
Okay.
Then I did that, and I don't know what I would say, fortunately or unfortunately, my mom, I was hiding these things from my mom, because my mom was a born again Christian, and she was against that. So I used to do these things with my grandmom from my mother's side.
Oh, okay.
She's the one who was initiating me through this stuff.
And your mother was the only
born again Christian, and she was against it.
Yeah.
So I remember in most cases when
did your family push her aside and
Yes, my mom was not. Even today, they started to accept her, but it wasn't easy because she was like a lost goat, a lost sheep. She wasn't accepted. So even if they want to do their stuff at home, they would just check that on Sunday afternoon she would go where she was working. Then they'll start doing their stuff, because when she is at home, they are being disturbed by her. So she was not the favorite of the family. In fact, that's what I can say, because she was the problem at all. Even me, I was influenced that my mom is the problem, and whatever I'm going through, it's because my mom is contributing.
Yeah.
It's because of the Jesus.
Yeah.
Simply because she doesn't wanna worship the ancestors. That's why
She's also upsetting them.
Exactly, she's upsetting them. That's why everything that my life is not in the right place.
Yes.
Okay, it went on.
And
then,
you would steal stuff and it wouldn't work out.
Yes, I was still working, and we would do stuff with my grandma in my mother's absence. But when my mom comes back, she always goes straight to where we sleep. She would just put my shoes, my trouser on top of the bed and my t-shirt, and she would pray. Every time we will find her in our room praying and saying, these are the servants of God.
Oh, yeah.
They won't serve the devil. These will serve God. She will prophesy upon on top of our clothes, and I will just hide outside until she goes out. Then I enter and sleep. Then things get worse. Even after I did that ceremony, the first ceremony, then I went back to the Inyanga or Sangoma and consult again. Things are very bad right now. They are worse than before. Please check what happened. Then he said to me, the ancestors from my mother's side are angry that I did a ceremony for the ancestors from my father's side while I'm staying in their home. Then that's why right now they are just pressing me down.
Yeah.
Then I have to do a ceremony just to apologize and stuff. We did that ceremony with my grandmom hiding from my mom.
Sure.
We did that. Things get even worse. Then I went back to the guy. I told him that no, Sangoma, this thing's not working. Things are worse. Then what's happening? Then he threw the bones. He checked. Then he told me that no, right now there's a serious fight between your ancestors. Your ancestors from your father's side and your ancestors from your mother's side, they are fighting for you. Your father's side, they are saying you belong to them. Your mother's side, they are saying you belong to them. So right now,
Yeah, you said that, okay, it got worse because you were still doing the wrong things. You was like, now you would steal something and you would get away and like it would go good, you would get money. But now you would do something wrong and then you would get caught. You would steal something small even and you would get
exactly.
caught.
Whatever I'm doing, things were even worse. Even whatever I have, I would lose it.
Yeah.
It would get lost or something, but nothing was going right in my life. Then they said to me, there is a big fight. Then that's why I've realized that, no, if my ancestors from my father's side and from my mother's side are fighting, who am I? Then obvious that both of them, they don't want me, and their fight oppresses me. So I must better look for something better. And there was a crusade. There was a guy from Swaziland who was preaching with the topics. His topic was a danger that will face someone without Jesus. But he said it in Siswati. Then he preached about that. Then I saw that whatever examples that he was saying, they were pointing straight to me that I am suffering what I'm suffering because I don't have Christ.
And even the fact that you were at that crusade. I mean,
Yes.
why were you at that crusade?
Exactly. Because in most cases when I go to church, I was going to church to disturb them. We would go to church to disturb them. We'll go to church to steal the money. In most cases, the church was next to my house, the closest church. We used to go there if it's a crusade at night. Then we just look by the. I would go and look who is there. Then we know that we knew the church treasury. So we saw, oh, he's there in the crusade. Then we checked. His mom was there. Almost everyone from his house is there. Obvious. At home, there is no one. Then it was our opportunity to go there and steal tithes money from the house. And we will steal the money and come back to church and sit like everyone in order to disguise that they're not gonna even suspect that it's us.
No, because now you were sitting
Because
there.
I was there, but we started going to the house. We stole the money. Then we came back and sit. Then the following day, thinking that it's business as usual, this man of God preached the gospel. I got saved. I just surrendered my life to Christ. And honestly speaking, since then, it was a turnaround of my life.
Yeah.
In my entire family, from my great-great-great-great-great-grandfather, from my family side, from Vilaga's side, no one ever had matric. I was the first person. No one ever get married. I was the first person. No one ever went to university. I was the first person. No one ever have a car in the age where I got my first car. Whoever has the car, they got it via either stealing or money that they got from stealing. Then they bought the car. But I was the first person to have things.
You've done it the right way.
To do, yes, things that are done in a right way.
Yeah.
In an entire family. And after that, I remember on our wedding day, it was on the 26th of October 2013, when they gave us a chance to say whatever I want to say, I've asked to pray. And I said, I am praying that since we have started this beautiful thing, it has to continue. And the following year, 2014, my younger brother, who is coming after me, got married.
Aww.
Since then, everything is going like this at home. Even others who are not yet born again, but because of us, this favor of God is following them. Yes, some of them, they are not in the right track with Christ right now, but things that were happening in our family or those generational cases, God just stopped them.
But that's what happens when you are truly born again.
Yes.
It stops. The generational curses stop.
Yeah.
You are dead to that.
Yeah.
You are dead. You've died in the water.
Yeah.
You are dead to any generational curse.
Yes.
It does not have a hold on you. And you know what? It's beautiful how the light, you are in the light and they see the light.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. He's different now.
Yeah.
He's actually stopped all of that. We couldn't do it on our own.
Yes.
I need that.
Yes.
I need that.
Yes.
And it's beautiful. It's like a ripple effect.
Exactly.
That's what Jesus does.
Because we were in ancestral worship, I was drinking, deep drinking.
Yeah.
I was violent. In fact, anything that you can think of, any wrong thing that you can think of, it was in me. But the day Christ came, I was so washed, I was so cleaned. My life just started afresh. Even my body, I've started to feel loose because when I was going, I felt that there is a heavy load in my shoulders, and it was difficult for me to sit and do nothing wrong. So for me, wrong was normal, and normal was wrong.
Yes,
because just to sit like this.
You felt you needed to.
Wherever I have to look for someone that I have to steal. I have to look for someone that I have to beat.
Because you've been trained since small to do it. That's what you do.
Exactly.
So it's, you know what? And you didn't have someone to say, come, you must do this. You had your mom that prayed for you and Jesus discipled you.
Yes.
And that's beautiful to me because it gives hope for all of us out there. It doesn't mean that, you know what, it's just me, I'm just a lost case, or she's better off than me because she's got this and this and this. I mean, you guys came from the worst that you could get. No hope. No hope. Just, he came for you.
Yes.
You know what? And your story just makes me realize there's hope for everyone.
Exactly.
There's hope for everyone.
Exactly.
And now you guys are here and they are making disciples. They have the full gospel church here. And it's beautiful how we were laid together because when we work with people, we have a strong foundation, you guys here, and to carry on the discipleship.